Good morning, and sorry that I had another committee beforehand. All right, so let's go ahead and take attendance and we'll get started. All right, a quorum is present. We'll go ahead, and I don't know which one came first. Senators, y'all can choose.
Ladies first.
All right, Senator, welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. I have two bills that you've seen versions of. I'll start with Senate Bill 482. This is the bill codifying Executive Order 82 for consultation between certain agencies for a discrete set of permits with federally recognized tribal nations here in Virginia. There's some differences between this version and the version that you all saw. We worked with the Farm Bureau and agribusiness to address some concerns they had with the original bill. So I'll focus a little bit more on the differences. We limited the number of permits or the types of permits and the agencies that this applies to, mainly to major projects that are more likely to implicate tribal concerns, which is basically defined as, if it could encroach on burial grounds or areas within their federally recognized footprint. It basically would have that consultation be at the beginning of the process, so that to the extent there is an issue raised, it can be raised early to allow adjustment if necessary. And yet, even if the nations object to the permit, the agency can still grant it. But it basically would bring the stakeholders together, the project developer and the tribal nations and the agency together at the beginning of the process, not towards the end of the process, to identify, is a project going to impact a tribal concern, particularly at issue or of concern is burial grounds, sacred locations, etc. So those are the major differences. Happy to take questions, but first, I believe we have Chief Ann Richards of the Rappahannock Tribe online, and we have here Chief Frank Atkins from the Upper Mattaponi, who would like to also speak in favor of the bill.
All right, so we'll go to the virtual room, and Chief Richardson is here, if she'd like to weigh in.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and committee. I'm Chief Ann Richardson of the Rappahannock Tribe, and I am honored to be able to speak to this issue this morning. We've never been at the table before when developers want to do projects, and I think it's just fair and it's a respect of our sovereignty to have the tribes present when these projects are being introduced to the state, so that we have full and informed information about the projects, where they're going to be located. If there needs to be an adjustment to it because of it being a sacred ground or a burial ground, then we have the opportunity to work with the developers and work with the state to help to adjust those things so that they don't infringe on our cultural resources. So we will be a strong and good partner with the state to help reinforce what the state wants, especially in conservation, with conservation agencies and departments.
All right, thank you very much. And is there anyone else in the virtual room? Someone else? Yes, sir. Welcome.
Good morning. Frank Adams, Chief of the Upper Mattaponi Tribe in King William County, Virginia. And we're supporting this bill. And I guess we're trying to learn how to be federally recognized. And we're trying to teach the state how to treat federally recognized tribes. 673 federally recognized tribes in the United States. Up until 4 years ago, there were none in Virginia. So none of the government agencies had to deal with the tribes. Now we are sovereign nations, signed into law by the federal government. So we're just demanding or asking for the respect that all the other federally recognized tribes across the continent is getting, and just give us a seat at the table when these negotiations get started, as opposed to us having to use our limited resources to fight to save where our ancestors were buried after the decision is nearly made. It just something makes it so difficult on the federally recognized tribes. Thank you for your time.
All right, thank you very much. All right, questions? We've seen a bill like this. We have any questions for the patron?
I do want to apologize for
Yes.
misidentifying Chief Adams. I said Chief Atkins, who is my constituent and the chief of the Chickahominy tribe, and also supports the bill.
Okay, thank you. And anyone else in the room like to speak in favor of the bill?
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, my name is Marion Warkaiser. I'm here on behalf of the 7 federally recognized tribal nations in the Commonwealth. This bill is their top priority this legislative session. I appreciate that all of you have engaged with the tribal chiefs and your staffs have really worked with us to give this legislation more thought. I want to assure you that it does not give tribes a veto over projects. This bill just brings the state process into alignment with the federal process. The state can certainly take input from the tribes and decide to disregard it and move forward with a project. There's no legal mechanism under this law for tribes to challenge projects. They simply want an invitation to provide input and information about projects that the Commonwealth is planning. This bill passed the Senate 40-0. It enjoys bipartisan support, and we ask you to pass it today. Thank you.
All right, question for the senator. I need to double check the impact, the physical impact. Is that still in there with the ombudsman, or is that on a different? It was the first bill. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead. So how is the connection between the state and the tribes supposed to occur?
So the bill outlines.
I just wanted to offer that the tribal chiefs met with the Secretary of the Commonwealth, Kay Coles James, a couple of weeks ago. She expressed that she would prefer herself to be the tribal ombudsman as opposed to a separate position within her office because she considers the relationship with the tribe so important. So we do not expect there to be a fiscal impact since the Secretary herself would like to take this role.
And we're happy to amend the bill to expressly state that.
Mr. Chairman? Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion if appropriate, at the appropriate time.
All right, let's go ahead and, do we have any questions from the committee? Any questions? All right, bills before us?
Move to report.
All right, so we have a motion to report, properly seconded. Any other considerations? Bills before us. Bill fails to report on a 5-5 vote.
Thank you, Mr.
All right,
Chair.
thank you.
I have another bill. Senate Bill 4. Oh, that's full committee. Never mind.
Senator Lewis.
Mr. Chairman, I've got Senate Bill 756, and I believe that there's an amendment to it, Mr. Chairman. Lisa, is there one? Yeah.
Move the amendment.
All right, all in favor say aye. Aye. All right, so the amendment before us.
And with the amendment, Mr. Chairman, this makes it identical to Delegate Bulliva's bill creating the Resilient Virginia Revolving Loan Fund. And what this does, Mr. Chairman, is the committee may recall, it is a fund for local governments to aid them in their resilience efforts. It's yet another tool in the resiliency toolbox. And what it does is provide essentially a source of gap funding for projects, resilience projects whose funding has not been completely identified, and also can provide a source of matching funds if a locality's got a matching federal grant or loan and requires matching funds by the locality, they can access this fund. It includes projects for resilience upgrades, including multifamily units, gap funding, assistance to low and moderate income homeowners to help flood risk.
All right,
Yes, sir.
Senator Lewis, we've heard Delegate Belliveau
Yeah.
present the exact same bill,
Exactly.
right?
Now,
Exact
that
same.
amendment it is.
With the amendment, now it's the same.
Yes, sir.
And now we're just checking to see if appropriations has to give it a check.
It's in
Leave it
both
identical,
budgets.
we do not. Okay, so now the bill's properly before us. We've heard a measure just like this. Can we? Yeah, we accepted the amendment. Do we have a motion?
Move to report. Second.
Yep, as amended, as amended. All right, the bill's properly before us. Bill reports 9-0. Thanks,
Thank you, Mr.
Senator.
Chairman. Thanks, Subcommittee.
Or 10-0, thank you. So the last bill, and let me hand the gavel to my compadre here, is Senator Storts. And if I can try to present that, what this basically does is codify common practice in the oyster industry. I think there is one person online, and if she would like to come in and weigh in on this while I pull the bill up myself.
All right. I guess we'll start by taking testimony first before the pseudo patron can present the bill. Clerk, if we could, is there somebody on there? If we could bring them into the room, please.
Miss Peggy Sanner.
Yes, Peggy. Please.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. I seem to not have any video this morning. Apologies. I'm Peggy Sanner from the Chesapeake Bay Foundation, and I just wanted to say that we support this bill.
All right. Thank you, Peggy. Delegate Bloxham.
So a brief synopsis of the bill, it just basically moves the wild oyster season when you're talking about tongs and hand harvest from March the 1st to March the 31st. And it also gives the ability to close a season, all which is common practice now with the VMRC. So that's basically the bill.
All right. Are there any questions from the committee? Delegate Bulova.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, and I guess I was genuinely curious about, the March 1st versus March 31st, and, maybe if the chairman could kind of provide a little explanation about why it would have been March 1st, and does that deal with water temperatures or air temperatures and safety with respect to oyster harvesting?
I would answer the delegate, yes. It's almost like the seasons are rotating to the spring. Colder water in the spring is staying warmer longer, and they still have the ability to close it if the resources are not there. But it is common practice now. They've extended it for 2 weeks for patent tongs now. This just puts into code what's common practice.
Thank you.
All right. Are there any other further questions?
Move to report.
There's been a motion to report and properly seconded. Clerk will open the roll. Clerk will close the roll. SB 629 reports 9-0.
All right, thank you. And that completes the docket for Chesapeake Sub this year. I appreciate everyone's work and heart on this difficult subjects where conservation meets development. Thank you very much. Thank you for the staff and all your hard work. Meeting adjourned.